Hi, this is me Vijay Kumar, Department of EEE, SNS College of Technology. Today class we will discuss about calibration of some meters. So I think last video we discussed about working principle of permanent magnet moving coil meter as well as moving ion meter for DC and then AC purposes. So why we go for a calibration of meters means, for example, every meter we are using in laboratory, but the students, they don't know how to use the meters. For example, in any short circuitous or otherwise in sudden increase in voltage or sudden increase in current, the meter needle may get damaged. So and also the meter has some sort of aging problem. For example, here I am using some voltmeter. So in this voltmeter in laboratory, it is a 5 years old. So in this voltmeter laboratories, many students are using this voltmeter, but they don't know whether the voltmeter is showing the exact reading or a error reading. So that's why I am using this kind of arrangement for finding the calibration of voltmeter as well as how much amount of error is there. So this experiment I am using auto transformer, single phase auto transformer, and then calibration of meter. For example, this is the error meter, and then now I am using a digital voltmeter. So digital voltmeter, we don't have any kind of error because this is a new one, and also this is already calibrated. So that's why I am connecting this digital voltmeter in parallel with which meter I am going to be calibrated. Okay, so now both the meter it showing the zero voltages. For example, here the digital voltmeter shows 0.01 volt, but here this voltmeter shows that 0. So for example, some sort of leakage current. So now I am fixing some kind of voltages. So now I am gradually increasing the auto transformer knob. So now I am fixing the 50 voltage. Okay. So in 50 voltages, I am fixing the 50 voltages in digital voltmeter. At the same time, the analog voltmeter, it shows nearly 47 or a 48 volt. So I have now one reading, and also again I am increasing 100 volt. Okay, so this is the exact 100 volt in digital voltmeter. In this time period, the analog meter it shows only the 90 volt. So again it has some sort of error. So and then next I am going to increase the voltage value up to 150 volt. So digital voltmeter it shows the 150 volt. At the same time, this analog meter shows only the 145 volt or a 140 volt. Okay, so for example 10 volt deviations is there. So if I am going to be analyze any kind of motor performance or any circuit voltages value, if the students believe that this meter reading is correct, so it will show some kind of errors. So that's why I am taking a 4 to 5 experiments with compared to the digital meter. So I am comparing the digital meter reading. This is the exact meter reading, as well as I am going to be calibrate the meter reading. So both the reading will deviated. So that's why I am going to be calibrate this meter. Okay, now I am going to be calibrate this meter. So now the digital meter shows 150 volt. So here this meter shows 140 volt. So now I am increasing the screw spring pressure. Okay, exactly. Now the meter reading also shows 150 volt. So now I am going to be increased 200 volt. Okay, exactly. So digital voltmeter also shows 200 volt, and as well as analog voltmeter also shows the 200 volt. So this is the calibration as well as correcting the meters. In every 1 month or every 2 months, we need to calibrate with compared to the normal calibrated meter as well as which meter I am going to be calibrate. So this is very important, because this meter only decide whether the motor efficiency or whatever it may be, the motor parameters or electrical parameters are correct or wrong. So this is the calibration of unknown meter with known meters. Okay, thank you. We will see next topic in the next class.